Hey there. Welcome back. Today, my friends, we are going very old school with some classic lid sounds. In the rain. It is a very rainy day here today. It is going to rain all the day long. So I figured it was a good time to capitalize on the rain sounds in the background. And I just love lid sounds. I feel like it's such a classic ASMR trigger that you don't really hear as much, you don't really see done as much anymore. So for today, I am bringing it back. And I have gathered actually quite a few containers with lids. So we'll just kind of move through them and test out the different sounds and enjoy the rain and hang out. And I'll try not to bump the microphone too much. This first container is a plastic container, plastic lid and plastic container. Those are the different combinations of materials I feel like make for different types of lid sounds. So this one is all plastic, and this is my Rose Face Cream, Rose Rejuvenating Cream from Kalia, Calia. I use their shampoo and conditioner, and I also use this face cream, and I love it because it smells so nice. Even though this container is now empty and has been cleared out, it still smells like lovely roses. So I'll waft some roses over to you. Rosy waft, rosy waft. And, just kind of give you that sound of the lid coming on and being removed and doing that nice little sound of woodly around the top. So I'll move between these so you get a variety. I like this one a lot. This one might be, no, I'm not even going to say what my favorites are because these are all my favorites. This is why I chose them. This one is a glass container with a plastic lid. So that gives you a little bit of a different feel, and I love how this one sounds. And this container's a little beaten up. I've used it a lot. This is some Mama's Chest Rub from Wise Ways Herbals. I've used this container before, and it smells really nice too. It's still got stuff in it. It's kind of like a Vicks Vapo Rub kind of thing, but a more natural version, and it actually smells really, really nice. And is very effective if you have congestion on your chest or anything like that. I love the element of like everyday sounds that we hear and like pinpointing the comforting nature of those everyday sounds. I think that's one of the things about ASMR that's really fascinating. You know, to think how our senses pick up on things like that, pick up on those little sounds of life. So I really like this one as well. We also have, this is a classic. This is an all metal container. This is a candle tin from which the candle has now been removed. All of these have nice smells. Actually, I think every single thing I chose was a container of something with a nice smell. This was a vanilla nutmeg cardamom candle. It was very, very nice. From Good Light. They're a brand of candles that I really like. They sell them at our co-op. And I really love a metal lid sound, like a metal container. And I love the tapping. On these lids. I think with lid sounds it's really a two-part thing. It's the sound of the tapping on the lid, which you can do slowly or quickly. And then also the taking off and replacing of the lid and doing these kind of little swirly sounds. Like, it always makes me laugh because it's like in any ASMR roleplay, you know, you can never just quite get the lid off on the first try, you know, you always have to give that little sound. So. And I love how these metal tins sound when you tap on them like that. I think that's a nice compliment to the rain. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I'm totally gonna get in a zone with this. I think this would be a really good one to just, you know, have in the background as you're drifting off to sleep, or if you're trying to concentrate on some work or something. Might be good for that. Okay, so this is the metal. The rain is continuing to pick up. I also have, this one is another favorite of mine. This is a big favorite. This is another, I think I really like glass containers with plastic lids. That seems to be, you know, that and the metal on metal. Because this is another glass container with a plastic lid. And something in a little, you know, a roller like this. This is the kind of lid that has a lot of treads, would you call them? The tracks of the lid that it screws on with. And because this is a tall, skinny lid, it has a lot of those little tracks for you to go back and forth on. See, this is what we do in ASMR. We evaluate and analyze packaging and containers and everyday type objects. And so I'll try to remember to stay back from the mic here at some points and do a little bit of unintelligible, because I know you all enjoy the unintelligible, inaudible, unaudible, whatever you want to call it, whisper. I always feel like, if it was inaudible, then you wouldn't be able to hear it at all, right? So I always say unintelligible, but I know the terminologies are used interchangeably. And I just love this sound. I have shown this little container, I've shown these many times on this channel. This is a little essential oil roller by the brand, what is the brand? I can't read anything with mine. Let's see if I can read the tiny print. Aura Cassia, Auracacia, I believe is the brand. And they have several different scents of these. This one is called Chill Pill, and it is a calming scent. And it has a bunch of different essential oils in it, and it's really, really nice. I will give you the sensation. I wish there was smell-o-vision. I really do. That's something that I wish we would develop scientifically. Then I can send you the scent of this. Here, I'll just put a little bit on your temple. Yeah, I'll just put a little bit on that side. And a little bit on that side. Yeah, and if you want to, put out your hands, give me your wrists. Yeah. Just give you that little bit there. And then you can have that nice smell with you for the day. And this is something that I use a lot. I carry it with me in my bag. And if oftentimes when I'm going into a social situation, I will use a little bit of this, put it on my wrists, or on my temples, or on my neck. And it's just so nice. And people always tell me that how nice it smells and that I smell nice after I put it on. Because since I often put it on, like when I'm going into a social situation, then I feel like oftentimes I'm getting hugs and giving hugs right after I've put this on. And I've had more than one person be like, oh my goodness, you smell so good. So hopefully then I'm helping other people to feel chill and relaxed as well, both with my hugs and with a relaxing scent. Okay, here we go. Here we go with the rain. So that's really nice. That's really nice. Can't tap on that one quite as much on the actual lid. But that, I think there's something really satisfying about that sound. So that's another element of this. When I take it out, to help calm myself down, it's also like that little bit of the sound. That's also like a comfort to me. So I take it out of my bag and I, hear that little comforting sound. And then the scent drifts out, and then I have the physical sensation, of putting it on my skin. It's just a very nice tool for me. The best relaxation tools, I feel like for me, are ones that connect with more than one of my senses, and this is a good one for that. Okay, so what else did I bring? Got 2 more, and then we'll just keep alternating between them. Oh no, I have 3 more. This is another, I'll do this one because this is a new material. Okay, so this is totally cardboard, which is a little more unusual maybe for a lid sound. This is some tea. I've used this container in many videos as well. The tea is long gone, but the container lives on. Because this is just a great tapping lid, but it's this tall lid that goes all the way down. It's kind of like a bigger version of that little cardboard deodorant in some videos. This is like a bigger, excuse me, this is like a bigger version of that. So it's got this nice like that's a heck of a lid, you know, like that's a really big lid. The bottom of the container and the top of the lid are about the same size. They can help me do some kind of cup to whispering here, I think. So those are, can I do it with more than one? No, they're big enough that I can only, sometimes you gotta get your tapping technique down here. Can you do it with both hands? How many fingers can you use? You know, there's a whole story here. So I can do these container parts separately, and then we can also have this on here. And it's interesting, this lid, somewhere in it, there's like a tiny little hole so that the air can actually escape, so that you can put this lid on without, you know, without it getting obstructed by the trapped compressed air inside it, I guess is how you would say it. So it's actually a really clever design. Yeah, it's like right here, you can feel when I do this, when I go like that, there's like a little breeze that comes out through this teeny tiny little hole that you can barely see. And so that's really smart. So this is a well-designed container. A little harder with this one maybe to do that kind of rolling, like what would you call that? You know, the like a rolling lid sound. It's kind of like, it reminds me of like when something is like when a coin is spinning, you know, and then it's like coming back down to be flat again. I think that's what this reminds me of, is some kind of a like something balancing and then coming back into, I don't know. How do we describe these things? Friends? So I'll just give you a little more sound with this. That was a little bit of a strange sound. Yeah, this one doesn't really do a pop. Some of my littler cardboard tubes do more of a pop when you... Yeah, just a little bit of a pop there. And just this little lid. This little lid is nice. This little lid is nice. It's not really that little, it's actually pretty big. So, I mean, I guess technically, you know, either side of this could be the top or the lid. But we'll do a little bit of this sound, and I'll just do a little bit of down here in the back a little bit. We can just hear a little bit of my voice going through. This was a really, really nice tea that I enjoyed. It is, a lot of these banyan teas are, the base is CCF, which is cumin, coriander, and fennel seeds, which are a really, really good combination for your digestion. That's a really lovely digestive tea. And so Banyan makes these CCF teas and then adds different things to them. So this was CCF tea with hibiscus and rose, and it's really nice. Okay, so that's this lid. It's just such pretty packaging. Okay, so I've got two more. These are kind of repeats of the materials. This is another. Banyan Botanicals, if you are watching, I would love for you to sponsor my videos because I do love a lot of your products and I show them in a lot of my videos. So this tea was from Banyan Botanicals, and then this is called Joint Balm, and
kind of darker amber glass bottle.
And it's really nice, and this smells really nice too.
This smells, I mean, this is a joint balm, so this is to use, you know, if you have achy joints. I highly recommend it. It's really nice, I feel like, for, especially particularly for the knees. If you have sensitive knees, I would highly recommend this stuff. It really makes a big difference. If you're, you know, at that point where you're starting
to get some aches and pains in your knee, but it's in your knees, but it's not, you know, super bad yet. This is a really good product tool for helping with those symptoms and helping to kind of, you know,
delay that getting any worse. And it's also really nice for your wrists, like if you get sore wrists from typing and stuff like that.
Justin has used it on his hands. Justin used to get a lot of joint pain in his hands years ago, and thankfully he doesn't really get that anymore. I think because some of the other lifestyle changes that we've made with, you know, eating well, and I think he's just kind of healthier in a lot of ways, and so luckily that pain that he had in his hands has mostly gone away.
But he does still use this joint balm for it sometimes, and I recommend it to everyone.
And it smells really nice too. You know, it's got kind of that like a medicinal muscle joint rub kind of smell, like a tiger balm or something like that, but in a really, really nice way. It's not overpowering at all.
So it says soothing comfort joint balm, and I just really love
the sound of this lid. This is a really, really good one, I think. I feel like that's such a good one. So, we got the joint balm here. It's a glass jar with a plastic lid. I think that really does it for me. In the lid sounds department. I'm gonna do this out around.
Okay, so I've got one more in the mix, and this is another one that is,
I love the sound of this.
this is another completely metal container, metal lid and metal bottom, and I love this container.
I love the sound of it because it's got this
This kind of raised, ridged design on the front of it, which I think just makes for a really nice sound. This is from Moon Valley Organics.
and it has like a lotion bar inside it. I can't remember even where I got these. I got a couple of these a few years ago, and they've lasted a really, really long time. There's still a little bit of the lotion bar in this one.
And it also,
This is kind of like a nice, flat, kind of like, this is a different shape. Yeah. And this is a vanilla lemon, I think. Vanilla lemon. And you can see there's still some of the little lotion bar in it, that like it stays solid, and you take it out and like rub it on your hands, like kind of like soap, but it rubs into your hands like lotion. It's actually kind of cool, so you can see that, and you can smell it. You can
then, oh, maybe that was a little loud. I think this is just a nice one.
This one doesn't really have any of the grippies. It doesn't really have any, like tracks in the lid and the thing. It's just totally smooth.
It's just totally smooth, so that's kind of a different kind of lid sound. Not like you can just keep twisting this one around. And then
I think with this one, I like maybe the tapping on the lid even better than I like
even better than I like the actual lid sounds. Those are nice. Those are nice. So, this is everything I brought along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different containers with lids. So, I'm just going to spend a little more time switching between these containers
and letting you hear their nice sounds and letting you hear the rain.
nice little delicate sound. Okay, I think I'll
Start back over again. I'll start back over again and just use this one I had at the beginning, and then we'll switch around some.
keep bumping into my mic because the last time I took this mic off of the stand and then I put it back on.
I realized I put it back on the stand the opposite, the opposite way of what I usually do. So this part, there's like, you probably can't see it, but there's like this part on the mic stand that sticks out, and it really should be sticking out in that direction, but it's sticking out now towards me.
So I'm going to have to fix that.
To take this off again and do just a holding the mic in my hand thing.
Take advantage of that and then switch it back. Oh, and I meant to say at the very beginning of this video, and I forgot, that one of the reasons I decided to do this, I
had kind of been thinking about lid sounds lately as something that I like.
and I remembered that way back
In the early days of my channel, probably in 2021, because I started the channel in October of 2020.
So I think in 21 at some point, I made a video.
This was before I even had a microphone, so you can probably barely hear it.
But I made a video of
Lid sounds on a rainy day.
And I remember that I really enjoyed doing that video, even though it was a long time ago. So
I will pull up that video and I will link to that. I will link to that video. It was from a long time ago. I think I have a cute little short haircut in that video because that was right, that was in the throes of the pandemic, and I think I had cut my own hair.
So I have kind of a cute little, maybe slightly uneven, spiky hairdo in that video.
And when I look back at that video too, I was like, gosh, I was really, in some of those early videos, like, that was when I was going through a lot of stressful times, and I was really skinny in those videos. I was kind of underweight in a way that I look back on and I'm like, wow, I really didn't look very good. I looked kind of brittle and unhealthy.
So when I look back on those videos, I'm glad that I've come a long way in taking care of my body and taking care of my physical and my mental health, and
I'm glad that I am more robust
these days, and it's something that I want to do a video about. It's on my list for heartfelt chats.
I kind of did a heartfelt chat the other day without the tea. I usually do. I like to do those tea
and heartfelt chats, but in the summer I kind of
do them without the tea. I think I've done them with iced tea before.
But I'll definitely get more back into those, I think, with the fall coming. And one of the ones that someone had asked me to talk about, a topic someone had suggested, was body image. And, that's obviously a really sensitive topic, and I'm not
an expert on that topic, and so that's a topic I want to treat very gently and with a lot of respect and a lot of humility, as far as just sharing my own experience and not trying to, tell anyone else what to do or anything like that.
But it is something I would like to talk about, because if you've watched my videos for a long time and you go back and watch old ones,
it's pretty clear that I look physically different in a lot of those older videos. So
it's something that I would like to talk about and address sometime. But
for now, you can go back and watch that old rain sounds and rain and lid sounds video.
Back in my pre-Blue Yeti days, when it was just me recording on my old phone and
doing the best I could.
Okay, a little more in the plastic lid, plastic on plastic.
Now we've got this one with...
This one, because I'm still using it, some of these other ones I have cleaned out. There's still a little bit, I think there's like
a little bit of the stuff on the edge of the lid, and I actually like that. It gives it kind of like I don't want to say gritty because that probably doesn't sound appealing, but it gives it kind of like a textured sound. This is so cozy, friends. I love doing this with you. Thank you for being here with me.
I just want to say thank you again to all the people who commented, to everyone who commented, and also who just gave me energetic support. I could feel it. After my heartfelt chat the other day, kind of about the summer blues,
and it really, really struck me
and made me feel a lot better. Not that I want any of you all to be struggling, but a lot of people chimed in and said, yes, summer is actually the time that is the hardest for me, and it feels oppressive, and it feels like, there's a sense of unease, and fall and winter, it seems for a lot of people, helps to bring back that feeling of ease. So I thought that was interesting.
And I was thinking about it. I mean, in some ways, it's true. There are different ways to think about the seasons,
I mean, in summer, there is a lot of abundance. There is,
so much growth. Like, you can't even keep up with what flowers are blooming. And every, there's so many vegetables. I feel like, I can't even keep up with eating all of the wonderful summer vegetables I want to eat.
And at the same time,
gosh, that rain is, just give the rain a second here. You can take a nice deep breath with me in the rain if you want. Try to avoid clearing my throat, but if I have to, I have to. Okay, I did have to clear my throat. We'll just edit that out.
That sometimes in the summer, even with all the beautiful bounty of produce, sometimes I just don't feel like eating very much. I feel like my appetite declines in the hot weather. And
so even though there's all these like wonderful fresh summer foods to be eating, like sometimes
that's just another one of those challenges. But what I wanted to say is that it occurred to me
when I was reading through your comments
about summer being a tough time, it occurred to me that in the summer, everything is just so open and like exposed and vulnerable, like all the plants that all winter and fall, all the plants, are charging up their reserves and are, like getting ready. And then in the summer, they're just like, and everything's just like open and on display and very vulnerable in a way. The plants are all advertising themselves to the pollinators, and it's this very like open, exposed time, like for the earth. Like everything is in bloom, which is beautiful, but it's also very exposed and open. Does that make sense? Like everything is revealed in this season. And so I think that for me, that can lead me to feel like a little bit exposed and vulnerable. And the fall and winter seasons make you feel more held. Like there's more of a container. And in the summer, I just feel like there's no container. Everything is just so open and lush in the summer. So that's just, that's a beautiful thing. But it's also a thing I think that can lead us to feel somewhat unmoored. And, a lot of the things that comfort me, like, the weight of a blanket or, those physical cozy things, you can't really indulge in the summer because it's too hot. So but the summer rain is nice. And yesterday I actually, because it was warm but raining, I went out on the porch yesterday and stood in the rain. Just, stood out in the rain in my t-shirt and shorts on the porch and let myself get soaking wet in the warm summer rain. And that felt really nice. And that felt comforting to me and felt like I was receiving an embrace from the rain. So, if that's something that appeals to you, I would encourage you to go out and play in the rain if it is safe to do so. I know there's a lot of places that have had flooding and such, so I hope everyone is staying safe. It's safe for you to go out and be in the rain, or just let yourself be cozy and look out at the rain and listen to the rain. I think those are all good summer resources. Okay, I'll switch to something else. Yeah, I'm looking up at my skylight over here, and it's just like a constant flow of rain. Back to my chill pill. It just makes me laugh, because when I was a kid, people used to say, take a chill pill. Oh, the 90s. The beautiful, glorious 90s. I was thinking that would be a fun video for Justin and me to do. Would be for us to talk about our childhoods and our adolescent years
in the 1980s and 90s, because I was born in 1979 and Justin was born in 1980.
So we were true children of the 80s.
And teens, adolescents of the 90s. So maybe we'll do a Q&A sometime where you all can ask us your questions about the 80s and the 90s. And we can talk about some of our favorite weird, TV shows and things that we remember and things that we liked to do. Gosh, if I had to pick one, this might be it. So good. Something just very, very soothing about that. I'm getting a nice scent of it too. I think it has like bergamot and patchouli and lavender. It smells purple to me. I can't explain to you why, but it smells purple. So that's a relaxing color for me. Okay, what else? What else have I not? Do a little more on this one. This is a great one for tracing as well. Joyful heart. I always get impatient with my tracing. Heart. Slow tracing is a difficult one for me. You all really liked my humming in the last video. So, in my dishes video,
So maybe
I will try to incorporate more humming.
humming in the rain is no bad thing.
Well, that's kind of expiring. No, it's not expiring me. It's inspiring me.
That's inspiring me. Maybe I will,
Since this is going to be such a rainy day, maybe I'll do a humming video in the rain or something like that.
you're always giving me more ideas, friends, and that I very, very, very much appreciate. So, thanks for hanging out with me in this lovely little
Cozy, rainy kind of.
hangout. Let me know what your favorite kind of lid sound is. Maybe I'll try to put timestamps for each of these ones as I introduced them.
And you can tell me which one was your favorite.
So I hope you all stay cozy. I hope for all of us who are having a little bit of a tough time this time of year, or if you're having a really tough time right now, I I'm sending you all love and care
and kindness and softness. I hope that you will allow yourself
to feel some softness and some gentleness in this season. Allow these rain sounds to
soothe and wash away anything you'd like to release.
And to know, the rain always helps me to know that
there's always a fresh start, you know?
Even when things
seem really unsurmountable. I don't know why I can't use my words today. When things seem impossible,
the rain can come and clear things away, literally and metaphorically in our lives.
And I find that to be a comfort. Rain brings nourishment and refreshment and clears away the old dust and debris. Helps us find something new. I think I said this in the last video too. It helps us to make things new.
We always have a chance each day to make things new. So I wish you that hope and that peace and that reassurance.
And thank you for reminding me that that peace and that hope and that reassurance is always accessible to us.
Sometimes I forget that too.
And so I'm thankful to all of you
for reminding me of the beauty and the joy and the hope of life. And I hope I can do the same for you. So stay cozy, my friends. Take good care of yourself. Rest well.